Hey guys, I'm just up by my spot, and I actually, my back was up against this, and anybody that knows in Florida, that if you have a little bit of a boggy water like that, put your back on it, because you always got to think there might be a gator in there, so you don't want a water moccasin or something, so you don't want to mess with it. So I realised that, so I thought I better turn around. But anyway, a lot of people with struggling with issues right now. People hurting, people not knowing what to do, maybe choices or decisions to make. Maybe some of those choices and decisions that you don't really want to make. And it's hard. It gets difficult. I'm gonna go walk around. It gets difficult because sometimes you can feel trapped. Sometimes you can feel like you really don't know where to go. You really don't know what to say. You really don't know which direction to turn. You know, getting overwhelmed. And like I say to my guys, whenever you get into that overwhelm, start writing it down. Because if you write the overwhelm down, then you can start seeing it instead of it just being up here, rolling around in your head. Because once it gets up here and it just starts spiraling, you're not thinking on the positive. You start getting into the negatives. And once you start getting into the negatives, down you go, you start spiraling. So write the overwhelm down. Make a log of it. Just start writing it down. It helps clear the mind a little bit. And then once you've got it all written down, start looking at those things you can change and those things you can't. Sometimes there's those things that it's just like, you ain't going to shift it. Could be anything. You'll know. You know, if there's a person that you can't shift, or you can't put them in a direction, or they're not jiving with you, or whatever the case may be, but you know you can't shift that person, then why try it? There's no point. All you're doing is one, people pleasing, and two, you're doing it for your own gratification somehow. Trying to change them. I get that. I understand that. Mr. Fix It. Always want to fix everything and everybody. But it's knowing when to step back and go, I can't fix that. You know, especially when it's family. It's funny when you work with people you don't know, or when you're discussing things with people you don't know, they're more likely to listen to some of those advices that you may give. But when it comes to family and friends, that's why I can't do therapy on family and friends. It doesn't work. You give advice if they want it, you know, but at the end of the day, look at the things that you can shift and work on those. Now split those up into smaller pieces. So look at each one, break it down into smaller pieces. Now you make a list of each one. So if something's bothering you on your mind and you think you can do something about it, write that at the top of the paper, and then write down all the processes or whatever it is to get towards that goal. Even if you don't quite get there, at least you're telling the mind that you're moving towards in that direction. You'll get there in the end, depends on how bad or what the intent is, how bad you want it or what the intent is. But write the overwhelm down and take the help. If you need help, take the help. It's and those that see another that may be struggling, offer. Say, hey, you okay? You doing all right? But take what they tell you too. Because if they say they're all right, it doesn't matter if you're thinking, no, they're not. If they're telling you they're all right, you keep pushing. You know, you could be pushing them in the wrong direction as well. So, offer, ask if they want help, lets them know that there's someone there. I tell you, when we came to that choice of having to put my boy to sleep yesterday, my dog. The people that came up and was compassionate about that, you know they're there. I know that I could pick up the phone now, right now, and call probably a dozen people, half a dozen people, I don't know, it doesn't matter how many. I know the people that I would call would talk and support and just give that little bit of this. And sometimes, you know, like now, I just want to, you know, I have to figure things out myself at times. And I know that. And I know that if I go talking, sometimes that can pull you down. Sometimes you don't want to deal with that right now. You want to figure it out yourself, so that once you've figured it out a little bit yourself, then you can get that support. But don't be afraid for the support. If you want it, and you know you want it, don't be afraid to ask what you want. I say to my kids all the time, you don't ask, you don't get. Don't ask for it, you won't get it. But if you ask for it and someone says no, then you know. Find another way. Don't just give up. Find another way around it. If you're not finding what you want, and you want it, figure it out. Figure the way. So, those that you may be struggling out there, know one thing. There's people around you. There's people around you. Maybe struggling in the same thing. That you could actually help each other up. But I feel you, I see you, I know there's a lot of people that don't even feel heard or seen. I work with people, remember. So, I get it. But don't give up. Stay the course. Namaste, guys.